Alright, Star Wars fans. A lot of people have been talking about how Kylo, Ben Solo, and Rey can be so powerful with the Force when compared to past Jedi. And I think I have the answers. People talk about this new interrogation method that Kylo Ren uses on Rey. As far as we know in the now Star Wars canon, this is not the first time we've seen this Force interrogation. Uh, it took a group of Jedi who combined their collective force to go into the mind of a bounty hunter in the animated Star Wars Clone Wars series. 5 Jedi, 5 of the most powerful Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi, all of them. So that's there, and again, Disney made that, and they said that is canon. So, this only shows how powerful Ben Solo really is with the Force, because he did it by himself. But couldn't do it to Rey to equal out that power. Also, concerning canon attributed from the Clone Wars, is that Jedi do not choose their lightsaber crystals. The crystals choose the Jedi. It calls only to one Jedi. That crystal is for that Jedi. That is the whole plot of 3-arc episode in Clone Wars series, where Anakin's apprentice, yes, he did have an apprentice, Ahsoka, Katana, and Yoda, lead a group of 5 or so younglings to Ilum, we all know, where Jedi get their crystals, to get their crystals. But it's Yoda who explains, and if you don't listen to Yoda, then I don't know, that the crystal calls to the Jedi, because the children are worried. Like, oh, how will I know which crystal is mine? And so you'll know. It will call to you. So, we know in episode 4 that Obi-Wan gave Luke his first lightsaber. Who made that lightsaber? Anakin. The crystal in that lightsaber called only to Anakin. So, what does that mean? I mean, they're not like wands from Harry Potter. You can't win the allegiance of a lightsaber with a crystal in that lightsaber. So consider now that Anakin was created out of pure Force energy made being. Palpatine hints that Pelagius could create life, that Palpatine killed Pelagius because Pelagius taught Palpatine everything he knew. So, this brings me to that prophecy from the prequels. I know it got a lot of rap about, these midichlorian levels, we've never seen them. Yoda doesn't even have them. Alright, well, yeah, that is canon, but the prophecy is it's like the centerpiece of Star Wars. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Prophecy states there is a chosen one to bring balance to the Force, meaning balance. Both light and dark, balanced. So, and also, again, from Star Wars Clone Wars animated series, there is an amazing 3-4 arc episode arc that covers this exact topic of balance, where Anakin's actually meets like the ultimate Force beings, a father, his son and daughter. Daughter represents the light, son represents the dark, and the father contains and balances both of them. And Anakin was brought there to take the father's place, balancing his children. And he didn't, and all were killed. He balanced it not in that metaphorical world, but in the galaxy as a whole. And I'll tell you how. Anakin was created, as we know, to tip the scale from the extremely prosperous, numerous Jedi of the new Jedi Temple, as opposed to the 2 Sith. Jedi Sith. And after what Anakin does, becomes Yoda and Obi-Wan, Vader and Palpatine. That's balanced, as opposed to all the Jedi, 2 Sith. So he fulfilled the prophecy. But what if it's not just one and done? Okay, prophecy fulfilled. Which brings me back to the lightsaber. And more specifically towards the lightsaber in regards to the Force Awakens. We see that Rey is drawn from the cantina she's in down into the basement and takes a few turns, goes down some steps, very specifically to a little box in a room full of stuff, and finds Luke's old lightsaber. Okay. She was called to his lightsaber. That wasn't Luke's lightsaber, because Luke was given that lightsaber. That was Anakin's old lightsaber that Obi-Wan kept. She was called to that lightsaber, to that crystal in the lightsaber, the same way the crystal calls to the lightsaber maker, Anakin. The exact same way. Which is heavy evidence to support that Rey is another Force reincarnate being. You could call her Anakin reincarnate, because that's what Anakin was, to bring balance to the Force again. And we know it awakened, whether that awakening was Rey, but I think it's more than that, because we know how powerful Kylo is, and also there's the huge mystery of Snoke, who could be anyone, and it was said he's most likely someone new. So Rey, we know, is younger than Ben Solo by a decent amount. And we know that Ben Solo, former pupil of Luke, turned to the dark side and took with him a few fellow pupils, Knights of Ren. We can have Snoke to thank for that, because Leia and Han say themselves, Snoke seduced him. Now that created an imbalance. Luke, Snoke, Knights of Ren, Kylo Ren. And then here comes Rey. We know nothing about her origin. It's hinted at that she was trained in Luke's new Jedi temple, and it's possible that Luke sensed that she was indeed what she is, the chosen one. And also we get that from Kylo Ren himself, more so in the novelization than in the movie, where he senses who she is and then says, no, you're just a simple farmer from Jakku, or Junker. And then in the fight he senses it again and he says, it is you. And she also uses anger to beat him in the novelization. But instead of succumbing to the anger when she had a chance to kill him, she doesn't. Instead of the ground just separating before that happens, she could have indeed killed him. So that's where we stand for possible episode 8 predictions and questions, comments, rebuttals. Please, again, I'm basing this theory strictly from the now canon that Disney has created. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Let's have a conversation about this.